Hi everyone, in this lesson we are going to learn Linux aliases. So what is an alias? An alias is a shortcut for a longer command. Defined in the shell, bash shell, Z shell, and most of the shell, it lets you create custom names or abbreviation for commands that you use often. Okay, let's suppose there is a longer command and you don't want to retype or repeat again and again. So instead of retyping, you can just create an alias. Okay, and you have done to create a shortcut, and you can easily reutilize it every time instead of writing the full command. Why use alias? It saves time, reducing typing errors. Okay, you don't need to retype again and again. Add safety. In some cases, we can see instead of writing RM, you can just add a safety precaution, like whenever you type RM, it will invoke rm-i, which will ask your confirmation before deleting a file, and it let you customize shell to fit into workflow. Okay, here is the basic syntax. You need to define the alias, okay? Then you need to provide a name. This name is actually the shortcut you want to type. Then the command options. This command option is actually the full actual command that you want to run. So this is the basic syntax. Let's see some examples, like alias. LL is the name, and whenever you type LL, it will execute this command. Okay, ls-l la. This is the alias name. Then this command will run alias or ls-a. Okay, similarly, remove, get a status. Let's define this and learn how it works. So first I need to type alias, then ll, okay, and single quotes ls-l. What it will do, it will create the alias using ll. So instead of writing ls-l, like let's suppose ls-l, what it does, it is showing you the listing. Now I can just type ll, okay, because I have created an alias. So you can see it is generating the same output, because what we said, whenever I will type this ll over here, you need to just run this command. Okay, how it works. Now let's define the another alias, and this is la, and this time I'm using double quotes ls-a, and you can see it has just created. So I am going to write LA, and it is going to show all files, including the hidden files. Like there are a couple of hidden files, and it is also showing that. So how it works now, the other one is RM, and let's suppose I'm going to use alias RM equals to single quote rm-i. Okay, this alias is created. And if you don't know what alias does, let's suppose I'm going to remove a file, rm2.txt. This file is present in my directory, and it is going to ask like a confirmation, like removing regular empty file to do 2.txt, and if I will press yes, it will delete. If I will press no or n, it will not delete. I'm going to press no, and without this I over here, because I just created an alias, this is directly gonna delete forever this file. Okay, so to list all the available aliases, we can use alias command, and it will list all the custom aliases that we have just created. Like we created these two over here, and these are this one as well. There are some others which comes predefined in WSL. Okay, so these are the alias, and if you want to remove an alias, you can just use an alias. Okay, LL, I'm going to use LA, and finally RM. Okay, and I'm going to use alias. You can see all aliases has gone from the list. This one was the previous because we created. Now we uninstall it or unalias it, and it is how it works. The aliases that we define, that was the temporary one. Okay, let me just clear my screen so I can make you understand this bit better. Okay, so let's learn about the temporary versus permanent aliases. Temporary lasts only for the current session. So the aliases we just created, they last only for the current session. There is another way to create this aliases permanently. For that one, we need to add the alias code into our bashrc file, or if we are using Z shell, then we need to define it inside the ZSHRC file and reload with the command source and the hidden file or the bashrc file that we are using as we are using the bash shell. Okay, let's achieve that first. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, I will be using the nano editor. Let me first move to the next slide. So how we gonna perform this? We will open the bashrc, okay, the bash file using the nano editor. Then we will define the alias at the end, or where some predefined aliases are already available. Next, what we will do, we will just save the changes in the nano file. Then we are going to reload the bashrc file. Okay, so this is how we are going to reload using the source command, and then we will list all the changes. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to perform, let me get back, and I'm going to perform nano. First, check where I am. pwd, I am inside my home directory, ls, and you can see ls-a. So I have this bash file, bashrc file. You can see this bashrc file, or I can just ls-al. So here we are bashrc file. Okay, so it's confirmed. Now I'm going to type nano, and I am already inside the bash home directory, so I don't need to write this. I can just write .bashrc, and it will open the bashrc file in my nano directory. Here I am going to move where some predefined aliases have already written. So you can see here we are, or we can define at the end of the file, whichever you like. It's okay. So I am going to follow the norm and alias, and I am going to just press RM. Let's define the RM one, RM-I. Okay, and I'm going to press Control O, because you can see in the nano editor, if you want to write something, you need to press Control O. And I'm going to hit Control O. It will ask me to save the content. And now I'm going to press Control X to exit. So it's done. If I'm going to write alias, no changes are appearing now. I'm going to press source or type source.bashrc. And now I'm going to command, using the command alias, you can see that changes is just appear on my screen. Okay, and this is how we need to use it. If you let's check again, rm and do.txt. This is asking again to remove this file, a confirmation. Okay, I'm just going to press no. This time I'm not want to delete this, and I am going again bash nano .bashrc, and I'm going to remove this to apply the change. If you want to apply, you can do this. I'm going to remove the Control O, save, Control X, exit, and going to perform, let's see, first alias. Alias is appearing. Then I'm going to press source.bashrc and hit Control L to clear the screen. And now I'm going to perform alias again. The alias command is still appearing. It's the fault in the WSL. I figure out what I'm gonna do. I am creating a new WSL session over here. And in this session, I am going to write alias. Now you can see the alias that the RM1 has gone. Okay, so this is how you can define the alias permanently using your bashrc file. Okay, I hope this will make sense and it's really helpful for your productivity. Right, so we have seen how we can remove the alias, removing the code from the bashrc. Let's do a lab. It's a hands-on quiz lab where I will ask the question, I will perform the scenario or the command, so you have a better idea what we are going to do in this situation. Okay, I hope it will help you. So it's asked the first question: write an alias that lists all files in long and human readable format. Okay, how we can do this? I can write alias, and I'm going to create an alias LAH, and going to use a single quotation and ls dash LAH. Right, so L here is the long format, all files, because the requirement lists all files, and H is used for human readable format. I'm going to hit enter. Just going to write alias. So this alias is just created, LAS. Going to hit Control L, and now let me type LAH. You can see it's long listing format, all files, and in human readable format. You know, human readable format, especially the sizes, will converts in the kilobyte, megabyte, gigabyte. Okay, let's move forward with the next question. How do you list all aliases? We know we need to write alias command and hit enter. So it will list all the aliases we have. Okay, question number 3, how do you remove? Okay, requirement is to remove an alias name LL. Let's see, we have an alias LL. Okay, and we can just press unalias and LL. Okay, so this way we can remove this. If this alias is already defined in the bashrc file, then you need to go inside the bashrc file and remove this. Okay, this is how it works. Let me do nano bashrc, and I'm moving to predefine aliases. Here we are. You can see it's already defined over here. I'm going to put hash symbol because just to comment out this will disable it. Pressing Control O, Control X to exit. Now going to apply source.bashrc, and it will remove this. Okay, so this is how it works if it's already defined. The question number 4, what is the difference between temporary and permanent aliases? We just, in the last example, we covered this. Temporary aliases just available in the current shell session, and if you want to keep permanently, then you need to define this inside the bashrc file or the shrc file if you are using the Z shell. How do you apply changes after editing the bashrc? We know very well. We just need to put source.bashrc to apply changes in the bash shell. Okay, so just concluded this lesson. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this and you have learned something.